What is papier-mâché? Water, paper, and glue. It's that simple. An art form dating back to 200 AD and the Han Dynasty in China. It may have started out as simple, but the mask makers in Venice, Italy have taken the craft to a whole new level. In the heart of Venice is Ca Macana. This family-run workshop has a deep history with mask making, and even created all the masks for the Stanley Kubrick film Eyes Wide Shut, something they are quite proud of. Davide, it is great to meet you and be in this absolutely beautiful workshop. Tell us where we're at and a little bit about your shop.
We are here in the very heart of Venice, I mean the Venice Historical Center, and this is Ca Macana workshop, which is one of the, maybe the most renewed mask workshop in Venice. We have been doing that since 1984.
Venice Carnival began in 1162, a celebration of the Venice Republic's victory over its enemy, the Patriarch of Aquileia. Everyone in Venice headed to St. Mark's Square to dance and celebrate, and the party has remained in the streets ever since. Unfortunately, the party had to end when the Holy Roman Empire outlawed the festival and the use of masks to conceal your identity in 1797. Occasionally, the festival came back for brief periods, but always private and well hidden. In 1979, the Italian government decided to jump in and help Venice reconnect with its mask-wearing culture and history, reviving the festival and this amazing art form. Fueled by the desire to bring back Carnival, Marco's parents and partners decided to start researching the art form and techniques used in centuries past to bring back the purest form of the Venetian mask. Soon after, they opened up Ca Macana.
The important thing that they did, was to study how the masks were done in the past centuries. And so they revitalized this tradition. But basically the techniques and the procedure remain the same.
Wow, that's great that you're taking it back to what it kind of originally was. So the idea of Carnival and then these types of masks, I don't understand where that started and what was the point of Carnival. And
well, this is not only an Italian or Venetian tradition, this is a kind of European tradition.
Okay.
The fact of wearing a mask is connected to the idea of becoming someone else.
Right.
It was very important in the past where people were not equal to each other.
Good point.
So servants could become masters, and master had to play with them, becoming servants. I mean, this is the very basic idea.
Wow.
But then it became something fashionable. It became something funny. And so this allowed people not to be recognized.
Become somebody else almost.
Become no one. That's what the point.
Yeah. Okay.
A certain mask, called bauta, and this one was a mask used by everybody, by rich people, by nobles, by poor people, by commoners. I mean, everybody was the same, was equal while wearing this mask. I can show you this mask, maybe.
I was going to say, there's so many, and I'm curious to know what the history of some of them are.
This mask here that you might know, or maybe you have seen that in some movie, Amadeus in the 80s, or it was even used in Eyes Wide Shut, for example. And this came not alone, but with a hat that was used to keep the mask on your face.
Wow, I didn't know it would wear it like that.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And then there is this hood, which was very important too, because it completed the costume, let's say.
Wow.
If you put this on your face.
Super light. I'm going to be real interested to understand these materials. It's not real heavy by any means.
Okay, well, and then you add the hat on. The idea is to have this mask not touching your face for real. And having this space here.
I was wondering, why is it elongated?
Exactly, and it's to be comfortable and allow you to wear it for the whole day, all day long. This mask allows you to even eat and drink while wearing it.
You can easily eat with this on.
But without showing your mouth. So
it's pretty clever.
Yeah,
it's really clever.
And if you speak while using that, or even your voice tone is modified. This mask was used by both women and men in the last century of the Republic.
You know, when you look around, you guys have some of the most beautifully designed and really ornate masks. And then you have some that are very, very simple. Are these all hand painted, handmade? I mean, how does that work?
We have a process that we follow, which is after the tradition. So, but I think it's better if I show you here this in the workshop.
Oh yeah.
To make a mask in the traditional way, you need to have a mold. Okay. Here we see this mold of the mask I've shown you at first. So the bauta, this triangular mask. This one, it's in plaster. Okay, so it's kind of heavy. You can
I can try it. That's a thick mold.
And it's thick, to resist and to last in the
time,
year after year. Once we have the mold, it works like this. We have to grease everything with some Vaseline, for example.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, we don't want to add too much, but it must be very, how to say, well buttered. A bit like a cake.
Yeah, it needs to be everywhere. Yeah, consistent or something. Yeah.
And so at this point we can start making the paper mache process. We use this paper.
Yeah, this looks like nothing I've seen before. What kind of?
This is an absorbent paper made of two kind of fibers, so vegetable fibers and wool fibers. And what we do is to soak this with the water and add some glue on it. Here there is some of the prepared paper that you can see the color difference. This is because it's completely soaked in water.
You can soak this and it doesn't come apart.
And that's because of the wool.
You can feel that really soft wool texture.
And this also reproduces very well the materials that were used once.
Really? Super strong. Anything I've ever made in paper mache, you're dipping it in the material, like the glue, and then it falls apart if you don't move fast enough, whereas this is amazing.
While this resists, and the good thing is that when it dries, it doesn't shrink. You need to have this wet paper, okay, and then you start covering it with this glue. So when it's well covered in with a lot of glue like this, we can strap some pieces in this way. They must be in the shape of a strip, so that we can put inside the mold like this, and building the mask piece after piece. And as you can imagine, this takes a certain time. I'm creating like the first layer.
Right.
After this, there are gonna be other 3 at least, plus some reinforcers here and there, like in a T-zone to give a certain structure to the mask.
Sure.
Okay. Once we are done with this, we are gonna find ourselves with something like this. Okay. So this is a mask that we have done a couple of days ago, so it has the time to dry completely, and so you see that the border are already a little bit detached.
Pulling a little bit.
Yeah, we can pull it a bit. Okay, and here we extract the mask, the raw mask.
Oh wow.
You recognize the shape, but of course it's blind now, and you need to reshape a bit the edges, you need to open the eyes, and then you have to coat it in white so that you have a good base to start the decoration.
Yeah, there's a lot of work. I mean, even though it's a small mask, don't get me wrong.
No, it is. So
a lot of work.
If you create something bigger like
that's
this,
amazing.
Okay,
that is beautiful.
Here you have the same coated in white already.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you see how
man, that's
how
amazing.
It works.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to stress is that you can create something even big with the same technique, and also much bigger than that. And it's very light. It remains very light.
Right. Very strong, though.
And it has a structure. It's kind of strong.
Yeah, that fabric, that wool and paper mix, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I've never used anything like that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, it remains kind of thin. You see.
Yeah.
Like,
it's still incredibly light for us.
3-4 millimeters.
That's amazing. That's a piece of art.
And so, and this is a very good base to start creating the decoration. And decoration can take any path. Even in this very small industry, there are fashions. There are things that are
interesting.
In fashion. There are things that are not requested anymore. There is like an evolution of the taste, of the general taste that, of course, we have also to follow in a sense.
That's why I wanted to come here, because you guys are keeping the old tradition and the craftsmanship, but you're also, you realize you're evolving it too, in a way. So it's amazing. Yeah, I really hope people who get the chance to visit Venice have to come here to see the work, to meet you guys, your family, and especially, you know, buy a mask, make a mask, which is awesome.
Yeah, too kind of you. Really.
No, thanks. It's been great meeting you, and yeah, keep it up. I cannot encourage you enough. I love what you're doing.